if you want to, or you can take a little time if you want to. Looks like we had a little bit of delay. Let you guys know again, we are with you for the Emerald Coast Fall Classic update number 1. Here's our tournament formats. With registration news, let me go back a little bit. Registration opens in 15 minutes, so get ready. Be the first one. Megan, you ready? We'll take care of you later. Don't worry, Megan. We'll get you in. Also, we're using two-factor verification again. So, last time some folks had a little bit of problem with the two-factor verification. What'll happen is you'll get a pop-up menu that says to put in your mobile phone number. You just put it in there and click send the code. Put the code in, click go, and then the two-factor will be all in there. Megan, what do you got about two-factor?
Make sure when you hit send code that you only hit it once, because if you hit it again, then you're going to get a second code. So be patient. Wait a couple minutes for that first code to come in so you don't complicate the process.
Right. That it could take a little bit of time, so don't be in a big rush. Everything will be fine. Let's see what we got. And if you have any problems, get a hold of Jonathan. Okay, this area of the beach right over here, the Hilton Holiday Inn and 4 Point Sheridan, I want to let you guys know that's where BB is going to be played. So if you want to stay where you're going to play, don't want to walk down the beach, all really nice hotels down there. That's where the BB division is going to be played pretty much every day. Okay, trying to reason with hurricane season. The problem we run into is that we have to do this tournament without knowing how much beach we're going to have, honestly. Right now, we got plenty of beach. But, if we do get some sort of storm, we may lose a little bit of beach. So what we're going to do is we're going to start out taking 56 pools per day initially. Right now, the beach is down there. I know we can get at least 60 right now, but right now it's 56 is what we're going to do for planning purposes. So if you're on the wait list and you're early on there, know that we'll know a little bit more as we get closer to the tournament, as long as the storms don't come up. But, man, right now, this heat, oof. All right, so here's some registration guidelines for you guys. You can only play on one team per tournament. You'd be amazed how many people try to play on more than one team. We'll see more than one player on different teams. So if we go in and find that out, we will be getting in touch with you. Also, you can only register one team per tournament. A lot of people have registered several, especially if you get on the wait list. If we go through and find you're putting 2 teams in different divisions, we're going to take the second one off. So don't be surprised if that happens. Just hang in there. If you're quickly on the wait list, things are pretty good. And finally, you can only play in one division. So what this means is if you're an open player and your buddy wants to play B in another tournament, we kind of frown on that. So we kind of are a little bit lenient when we do co-ed, but really, if you're playing the division, you're supposed to. I mean, that's just what Fuds is all about anyway. All right, so here's a drop-down menu. I want to talk about this a little bit. When you're entering your teammates, you'll see this drop-down menu, and you start putting their name in. Make sure it's the right player. The best way to do that is check the city. If you see somebody that's not in the right city, I know this sounds kind of silly to you, but we've had I had a lady last tournament. She lived in Alaska. She never played here. Why is she getting an email? So just make sure it's correct. So that's just something. Now, if you're entering players manually, if people aren't in the database and you don't see them in the drop-down menu, then make sure you don't enter false information. And the real thing either way is that you're going to get a little menu that says you must fill in missing required fields. And the only real required field for the Fudpucker 4-player tournament is the T-shirt size. So make sure you fill in the T-shirt size if they haven't done it before. And then later on, if they say, no, I'm not an XL, I'm a small, just shoot me an email and I'll go back in and change that for you. But you make sure you put the T-shirt size in. You have to anyway. It's required. TBDs, Eric, briefly?
Yeah. TBDs, if you guys are signing up and you have a incomplete team, go ahead and use a TBD for your third or fourth player. That way you can hold your spots. But we are going to ask that you get your team filled by October the 1st because we're going to start to call teams that are incomplete on October the 1st. And if you don't have a complete team, we will fill that slot with a team that is complete. All right. We've got a hashtag, I believe, that you can use to find players. You should see that in a second. It's going to be players looking fall 23. One more time, players looking fall 23. So use that out on the Facebook group. You'll find somebody quick.
Hey, check out this comment right here. If you're from Alaska and get signed up by accident, take that as a sign to travel to Fuds and make the journey. Yeah, thanks a lot. Appreciate that.
I like it.
Yeah, and I'm seeing a lot of players looking 2-3 on a lot of the hashtags. Make sure it's fall 2-3. We're going to try to go back and as we catch those and add fall 2-3. That way you're all in the same little hashtag thing there. What do you call that hashtag thing? Thanks for the help. So anyways, just make sure that you put fall 2-3 and we'll go back in and change it if we can. Somebody might have just told us. Let's see. Yeah, he's here. All right, so here's our refund policy. For refunds for cancellation prior to the week of the event will be entry amount minus 5% processing fees. The reason we do this is we pay for these processing fees regardless. So if you withdraw, it still costs us those. So if you just all of a sudden up and decide you don't want to do it, hey, I don't want to, and withdraw, it's going to cost you 5%. So make sure that when you do register, you want to play. Next is there's no refunds for cancellations the week of the tournament. If you just flat wait till the end of the week of the tournament and you withdraw, there won't be any cancellations. I will tell you, if we have another team and that team can get in, we will refund you. But if we don't have a team on the wait list, there won't be a refund that last week. Because a lot of people see that there's no place left and they won't enter. So, they move into another division. And no refunds for cancellation of tournament due to hazardous weather conditions. This is our policy. We have invested a bit of money in this ourselves. So if we have to cancel a tournament for rain, hurricanes, lightning, we don't cancel for rain, but for lightning, there won't be any refunds. And you'll agree to that when you sign up. So we're pretty fast ahead here. Any comments? We do have some comments.
Hey, Mike, we got a question from Jacqueline Apios.
Is that who this is? Newbie here. Registered to play in women's doubles and women's quads. They are separate tournaments. Yes. I'm just showing his Facebook. You can play anytime you want, and they're all separate tournaments. So what you want to do is enter the women's doubles tournaments, and then women's quads are separate. Eric, who's this from? I can't see. All I'm seeing is Facebook user.
Well, Keith Richardson answered for us. Appreciate that, Keith. Thanks for joining in, helping us out.
Yep.
Jacqueline just responded. She's glad that he answered for us as well as your response. So it looks like it's covered.
Yeah, cool. So we have a lot of people watching today.
They came to see you.
That's a lot more.
To see you.
So what we're looking at too is we've got some things that we're going to try to do this year that may be just a little bit different, and we'll let you know as we go along for that. So looks like we got about 6 minutes. So what we're going to do is this is where you go to register in just a few minutes, and we will take a short break. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to stand by here and answer any comments. Eric's going to do that. Oh, look at this. The whole Marshall fam is coming back. Can't wait to see you. They had a great tournament up there this year at the Marshall Madness. Diana, she's kind of took over there. But anyway, don't tell anybody else. All right, guys. So that's about it for right now. What we'll say is we'll see you on the beach. Oh, and join us for the registration watch party at 6. So we're going to just kind of take a little break and go silent for a few minutes, and at 6 o'clock we'll be back in case anybody's got any problems. Co-ed Open champs, I hear you, Riley. Yeah. All right, so we'll see you guys on the beach. We'll be back in a few minutes.